Hello, 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 Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in for the biggest match of the season. And joined by Connor from the Cop Council. Thank you for coming on, mate. And most importantly, everyone enjoyed this weekend. Anyway, it's been an absolute fantastic season. And hopefully the Reds can win in Paris once again, like in 1981 all those years ago. And we bring our number 7 back home. Connor, thank you for joining me, mate. Obviously, there will be a couple of guests potentially joining me. But if you want to join, I will drop the link in the description. But Connor, thank you very much for coming on, mate. Are you excited for this? Not too bad of a end to season, is it?
Well, it could be worse, Champions League final, obviously. No, I'm very, very excited for Saturday. Already getting butterflies. And it's what day are we on? We're on Wednesday. It's by Saturday probably going to be a nervous wreck by Saturday night. But yeah, at the minute, nervous, but very, very excited for Paris.
Yeah, obviously the parade. Let me know, chat, if you are coming down to Liverpool, if you're flying into Liverpool anyway. There will be a parade, whatever does happen on Saturday. If we are parading 2 trophies, sounds, but even hopefully it's 3 trophies will be parading round the city of Liverpool. All the Everton fans won't be coming out for that. They'll be staying in, probably booking a holiday out abroad as we speak if we do win. And number 7 as well. Big up, John. Hope you guys are well. John, we'll be seeing you on Saturday. It'd be great to see you, fella. But Connor, as you said there, it's Real Madrid been a weird team this season, would you say? Especially in the Champions League. Obviously, the run away with the La Liga title this season, getting Ancelotti in a couple of months into the season. And have you been impressed by the way in which he has adapted to life at Real Madrid this season? We all know his quality as a manager. Obviously, we beat him in 05 with AC Milan. Obviously, he got one over us in 07, so a bit of revenge for them. But how do you feel Ancelotti will approach this game as well, Charles? Let us know.
I think it's difficult, isn't it, with Madrid? Because looking back, I think yesterday at their games in the Champions League this season, and to think that they've gone from losing, I think, to Sheriff at the start of the season, I think by 3-1, and now they're in a Champions League final. Obviously, it's tremendous, isn't it? And obviously for us to be revenge for last year as well, for as you go on screen, but they beat us last year to knock us out of the Champions League. Obviously Liverpool a lot worse off than where we were last year, but Madrid, they've always been that team that you never should underestimate at all. You look at it throughout the season. Did anyone? Me and you, we've spoken off camera about that Manchester City game. Man City should have been miles gone in that game. But Madrid just kept on coming back. No, of course. Any City fans in here? But no, they should have been. Madrid shouldn't be in the final. But they find a way, and that's the thing. They find a way every single time. It does massively come down to one man. Of course, Karim Benzema has been the best player for Madrid. Since Ronaldo. He's stepped up massively since he's left the club. And this season, I know me and you spoke about it earlier on in the season when I think Barca were thereabouts at this, right at the start of the season. Atletico Madrid as well, and Real Madrid. And we were like, Atletico with the team that they got, they've added to it. They should have done a lot better throughout the season, and Madrid just blew them away. And they've done so again. So again, we always underestimate that midfield as well of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
That Casemiro, Modric, Cruz,
Camavinga as well.
Camavinga, yeah,
a tremendous little player.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we'll probably get on to talking a little bit of the dangers of Real Madrid in a little bit, but you've got them 3, and then you've got the likes of Camavinga, which in the Champions League, especially this season, he's been amazing. And to think he's only 18, 19, something like that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, you know what? I think a lot of people have underestimated Madrid. Liverpool can't afford to do that. But knowing Jurgen, you'll have these boys, sharp, and will know what they have to do to, of course, get the job done. Hopefully on Saturday.
Yeah, how we doing, chat as well? Keep on getting your comments in. Spot on there, Con. obviously the news, obviously from North. Nice one for tuning in, La. Absolute legends. If you haven't already done so, chat, we just help the channel grow. Just smash that like button. We just help the channel. Thank you very much for everyone that has. And obviously, if you are watching it on the replay, and you have, absolute legends, thank you. The news of Thiago is a lifting, as it will go as far as to say it will be a major factor in controlling this game without him. It's a dodgy scenario. He knows how to play these big games, and obviously shout out to Steve as well. Thank you for tuning in, mate, as well, and Avens. And lads, let us know where you'll be watching it, who you'll be watching it with, most importantly as well, and just hopefully, whatever does happen, hopefully you all have a lovely time, a lovely weekend anyway, because it's been an absolutely fantastic season. And yeah, we can be doom and gloom after the game if we don't win, but we all know how fortunate we are to see these lads taking us to European finals. It seems like every single season in Europe, obviously. But we'll go back to obviously North's comment there, mate, and as you alluded to, Con, and a lot of people when we've seen this Real Madrid side, and you mentioned if hopefully potentially Thiago, as Jurgen did come out in his press conference today, and more or less said it's looking positive, which is a massive point. But North's absolutely spot on here in terms of dictating the tempo, especially as you mentioned, the likes of obviously Toni Kroos, Casemiro does play, Modric, Camavinga, whoever does play, and obviously Valverde, who've done a fantastic job, especially against Paris Saint-Germain in terms of stifling potentially, or they tried to stifle that right-hand side for the left-hand side, obviously. Mbappe was trying to play off as much as he possibly could off the back of obviously Danny Carvajal or whoever it was, Vasquez, in the earliest rounds as well. But do you think it's going to be a pivotal point? And would you risk Thiago even if he is 50%? I think the main factor is we've got five substitutions in Europe, which is massive, not just for Liverpool, but for Real Madrid going into this game. But would you just comment on obviously what North said there in relation to Thiago, mate?
Well, to the question that you asked, would I risk Thiago? 1,000%.
Yeah.
That's not even a question in my eyes. If Thiago is 50%, 70%, he starts in that midfield. We've seen, on the weekend just gone, with Wolves, how much of a difference that made towards Liverpool being, more creative. You look at, people going about, we knew said, Liverpool's second after the season, 50 points out of 54 in the league, obviously the Champions League and, all the cups and that. But none of that would have happened without Thiago in that midfield. Thiago has been so, so important. Of course, the brilliant news is that Fabinho will play as well. That's fantastic that he is in full training. But Thiago is a must for me. And the fact that Jurgen, when he said it as well, you could tell by his body language. He knows that Thiago will be in that final, and we know how important he is towards our team. So, 100%, I'd start Thiago, and also as well, you look at it and go, if he wasn't there, who would be in that midfield spot? I'd probably go Naby or Curtis Jones in that position. That'd be a whole talking point in itself, but at the end of the day, I think, Fabinho, Thiago, they are the two that, make our midfield, a million times better. They, for me, both start without question.
Absolutely spot on, mate. And we will talk about starting 11s a bit later on, chat as well. Want to know your starting 11 a bit later. Keep on getting your comments in. If you've got any questions for chat as well, we will read them out and pose it back to the chat as well. If you get tired of me and Connor talking, I know a lot of you do. No, I'll be at home with the family. My son has instructed us all to wear the tops we wore for the final versus Spurs. Good lads. I'm like that. I've got a lot of superstitions. Just odd socks. And
touch the grass.
That's got different saying anyway. I don't know. Tonight, what time we on? We passed the watershed anyway. But Mickey, just give us a thumbs up when you're sorted, mate. And go ahead, La. Get in. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, now, you.
You joined on the perfect time. Connor was talking about touching grass. But Nicky, we've just been obviously mentioning Thiago, mate, and do you think a lot of pundits have underestimated this Real Madrid side over this? I know they've been getting absolutely slapped up, and we'll probably speak about tonight, mate, as well. Thank you for coming on, most importantly, fella. Yeah. Obviously, how do you feel going in, against Real Madrid? Is it with caution? I know, obviously, Liverpool play our best game, and we got just been mentioned Thiago there, but is there any players in particular that really not afraid of, but you think Liverpool should keep an eye on?
Their midfield, really. Gary Neville said recently today he don't think we're going to win it because their midfield is going to be too much for us. So I do think it'll come down to the midfield battle, really. If we can get the upper hand on that, if we're all over them in midfield, running around quick off the ball, quick on the ball, I think we'll just have too much for them. Although they're good technical players, they haven't got the legs no more if they Modric and Cruz for people running around them.
Oh, he's muted himself.
It's all right. I'm usually chatting wham anyway. You can take over, boys. We have to control. Yeah, spot on as Eamon said there, alluding what Ricky's just absolutely spot on. We have to control the midfield for the first 30 minutes when we press hard. Use Thiago from the start if we can. And that's an important factor in it, Con. We started quick against Tottenham, and a lot of people outside of Liverpool go, "Oh, we wrecked the game." But finals are cagey. It's very rare that you do see a final that's open unless you're getting battered 3-0 by 8. Well, I don't know, 5. Christ, imagine if Twitter spaces were around then.
Jesus Christ.
You'd have people going off their heads and like, oh, it's over.
It'd be a massacre. Oh, it's got to be a massacre. But yeah, the thing is, it's whoever scores first then has the control of the game and the control of the tempo. If it's Liverpool that does that, then we know how good we are at controlling games and keeping it at our tempo. If Madrid go ahead, then of course, obviously we're chasing the game, and we all know Madrid's dirty tactics when they're winning. Of course, and we all know Sergio Ramos and so on.
Casemiro's that player, in
yeah, exactly.
Was it when Milner broke Benzema's ankle? And fair play to Casemiro. It's part of the game, innit? Why we love it. The dark arts, but he went absolutely through Jimmy.
Killed Milner, didn't he?
James Milner last minute. I just won that. Just him just screaming Casemiro's face on Saturday. But
hopefully we're 2-0 up, boys, or 3-0 up, and we send James Milner on just to take it into the corner and just absolutely rattle them all.
But it's one of those games in it where, especially with Ancelotti, obviously, I know Klopp against Ancelotti, I'm speaking obviously Liverpool and Everton, but, and you can't really compare the two because one's I'm not going to say that. But, you looked at it, and when we played, I think at the Ev, I think we won one and drawed one, I think, when he was there. And he loves trying to isolate both wing backs, Trent and Robbo. I think last season or the season before, Trent, I don't think had a sniff at all. Obviously Trent's a different player now. This season he's been unbelievable, but they're going to try and get Liverpool play through the centre quite a lot, I would think, to try and get that midfield to try and, work at the middle of our team. But at the end of the day, especially if Thiago plays, we have now more than one way to play, which I think, especially from the final back in 2017, that's how much Liverpool have developed. Liverpool have, 3 or 4 options to try and break down Madrid now, I would say, than compared to back in 2017. But of course, I think obviously the main thing is, Benzema, will he try and go 1v1 with Virgil van Dijk, or will he, go Joel Matip, Ibu Konate? I think that's probably going to be interesting as well, because Benzema the last couple of days he has spoken quite out there, hasn't he, about Liverpool and defence. And
our players haven't even said nothing. He's just like rattled at his mates. And Mbappe, he's putting straight like stuff on his Instagram like a bird, like signals to fucking Mbappe on Instagram. It's like, mate, he doesn't play for you. Get over it. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, spot on there, mate, tonight. Benzema's crying already, and Ricky. But that was an interesting point. I spoke to you on your channel, you lads' channel, and especially you were watching the game this weekend where you mate, and it sounded like Liverpool, and especially certain moments in that first half, were quite frustrating themselves. And Connor's spot on. we can't allow ourselves, especially we are getting frustrated, and Thiago is a massive key point to that, mate. But we all remember that Kiev final. Obviously, Salah goes off, our whole game plan goes tits up, really, and then it's we can't allow ourselves to be not passing sideways, but running out of ideas or getting frustrated by them. Can we, Ricky? Would you say?
It's going to be very interesting to see who he partners with Van Dijk. If it's me, it's Konate, purely because you want Trent to be the Trent we've had all season, likes to get forward. So you need someone quick there because that junior is rapid. So I'd like to put Konate there. I'm not saying Matic don't deserve to be there. I just think for pace-wise and to help Trent out, you need someone who's very quick, and Konate is that. So he could potentially handle Junior. We just need to really take our time, not rush things, because in recent weeks we've tried to rush a few things. When a team's quite narrow defensively against us in the midfield, we try to go down the middle. When Joel Matic bombs forward and then puts a through pass, but it's always like crowded out. We just need to be patient. It's going to be interesting to see if Thiago plays. I said to Luke on our pod earlier, Thiago is 50% fit, he starts. We've got one game left this season. We can afford to take the risk with him. You get 5 substitutions in the final. So if it don't work out after 40 minutes, that's 1 sub. But 40 minutes of him on the pitch is better than no minutes with him on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, mate said. And it's North was saying who the referee is. This fella, Clement Turpin, don't know. Has he refereed us before in the Champions League final? I know we referee in the Champions League.
Yeah, he's done this in the Champions League this season, I'm sure he has.
Yeah, I think we've been ref by him, but that's obviously the Champions League ref.
He played, was it the Atletico game?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. I think he's done the City one, I think, Christ. But he's got experience anyway. But there we go, chat. As we mentioned, but spot on there, mate, Ricky La. This was obviously the lineup chat as well. Maybe we can see that, try and zoom in. This is when, in the first leg, when we did get beat 3-1, but we'll have a quick look at in terms of obviously Liverpool, obviously Alisson, Becker, Ozan Kabak and Phillips, Trent playing right back, Andy Robinson, Gino Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Keita. Ricky, do you reckon, as we've already alluded to, will entrust Naby again in a big game? Because he does do that sometimes, doesn't he?
So from what I've heard today, if Thiago don't make the starting 11, it's going to be James Milner ahead of Naby Keita.
That's massive then, isn't
it? Which will be depressing and not worth turning on. But I don't know what he's hoping to do with James Milner, Henderson. Imagine that as a 3 in the Champions League final. No, it's got to be Naby Keita. Naby Keita is he hasn't set the world alight.
Naby on the left, isn't he? Where Ginny is, and then put Hendo on the right.
Yeah, it's our best. It's his best season. It's his best season, Keita, for us. I'm not saying he's worth the money we paid for him. I'm not saying he's been sensational since he's been here. This season has been his best season. And because we've missed out on that French kid, Naby Keita has took some hate over the last day and a half because of it. I mean, everyone's turned on Naby Keita 3 days before a Champions League final because we missed out on someone that weren't even ours in the first place.
Yeah, it's social media for you, mate, isn't it? I think we want views, we'll do Mbappe and too many, after the Champions League final. We need, because that's the Tuchel probably saying it wrong, but everyone's just obsessed with this fella. And I bet you for the fact he probably haven't even watched any of them in League One this season. He's got a couple of informs on FIFA probably. But yeah, we'll quickly look at that. Mane, Jota, and Salah was that, and this was probably something similar. We'll expect from Real Madrid, obviously. Carvajal, it'd be interesting to see if you do go Carvajal. Chat, let me know your thoughts. Who'd reckon to go? Or I think we would say Carvajal right back. Eden Militao, Nacho, Mendy, who's really impressed. I think he's flew under the radar. A lot of pundits really have been really impressed, especially when we played him last season. Though it was a makeshift event, but I really do rate Phil and Mendy, Toni Kroos, Casemiro, Modric, Asensio, Benzema, and Vinny Jr. as well. I fully expect Rodrigo, the young lad, to play. come on, got the double against Manchester City in the quarters and the semi. Sorry, concerns. Any of those? Obviously, Vicky alluded to Vinicius Junior. And that will be, as we've already spoken, a tactical battle from Liverpool, how we approach it and how Real Madrid do approach Liverpool in terms of a defensive display. But as Ricky alluded to, having Ibu Konate on that right-hand side of our defence, especially if Real Madrid do sit in and try to look to hit Liverpool on the counter-attack, because they are one of the best counter-attacking sides in Europe. And as we've seen that against Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester City as well to an extent. Vinny Jr., he's very talented. He seems to have progressed off the back of playing Liverpool last season, and he's really risen to the occasion. He's really elevated his time. Now, is the player that really excites you as a neutral anyway when you have seen Real Madrid?
It's one of these people in that way. I've seen plenty of people compare him to Raheem Sterling, where he's just got a ton of pace, can't really finish, and so on. But when you actually watch Vinny, his pace is lightning quick, and I mean lightning quick. And yeah, since that Liverpool game last year, he's been, among the goals all the time. I think was it 21 goals in all competitions this season, which is unbelievable for a player that still has loads of potential to grow even more. I think Madrid have even put I think they're about to put like €1 billion release clause in his contract. Typical Spanish release clauses. Mbappe, wait, what? But no, it's him. It's him, and majorly, it's also. I know you mentioned Rodrigo, but for me, Valverde at right wing seems to be something that Ancelotti does every single game, and then brings Rodrigo on. I don't know, if that's a good tactic or not, but I think personally, Ancelotti will go with Valverde on the right in the final, more over Rodrigo.
Yeah. Apologies, boys. If I'm lagging, just go with it, boys. You take over because my connection is falling out of its ass. It's Friday. Thank you very much for joining me, mate.
All right, lads. Sorry, I would have been in a bit earlier, but I was shooting a lot of people. So yeah, I need to finish
playing
off
games, playing, yeah.
No, Jesus. Yeah, playing video games.
Playing
games.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Playing games.
Yeah.
But going into this game, Spider, off the back of obviously Connor, was Vinicius Junior. What are your thoughts going into the big one on Saturday?
Don't overthink it, lads. Don't let that midfield take control, especially if we're lacking in Thiago and Fabinho if they're not available. Just don't let that midfield take control, because if you let Madrid run the game, you're fairly in trouble, But let us just do our thing, take the possession. Keep going at them, and they'll crumble eventually. We're not the same as City when it comes to the mindset. Regardless of what happened last weekend with the comeback, it was such a strange weekend, man. All of a sudden we're about to win. All of a sudden it's turned over. But with
nice one,
yeah, he tried. But with regards, Ancelotti is always going to have covering midfielders on our right hand side, but then when I say covering midfielders, I mean that they move in more central, which means our wingers will have a field there. I think I heard something about Connor saying about Valverde as well. He'll more likely start with him, I think. But I'm fairly confident, to be honest with you. I'm fairly confident we can take this. I think that Salah owes him one. I think we owe him one for the bad season that we had after winning the Champions League when we went out to him again in the competition. He owes him one for the final, especially. And I think that besides Ancelotti's never really had too many good games over us. In the years besides Chelsea, yeah, he's never really had. But I'm confident. My only worry is probably missing both of Fabinho and Thiago at the same time would be my worry. outside that, if they're available and they're sharp and they're rested well, I don't know, just pump them full of drugs and send them on the pitch. I don't know, anything at all. Just get them into the game. I don't care.
We've already got the inhaler gate, like the Christ on Twitter, like fuck like is it inhaler? I've got asthma like as well, so I'll lend your like Van Dijk, I'll send them mine over on a first class room.
A lot of our team have asthma as well, don't they? They're registered as asthma.
No, don't give them any fuel. So bloody fine. So my head well and truly rolls off. Like,
I think I'm phrasing things wrong when I come in tonight. Whatever's going on with me, but it's mainly I just painkillers. Just let them get through the game. Give them getting one half out of any of those two lads would be beneficial to us. But but it's the biggest game that we're going to have all season, to be honest with you. So
Vicky, spot on that. Vicky Salah's been picking up every single interview since last month. He's been coming out and he's like he needs to deliver on Saturday. Done. He's been picking himself up, been bigging the club up. And you'd expect him to get a hat trick on Saturday. By the way, he's been bigging himself up. I know he's a confident fella, but we need him as well as Sadio Mane. But your thoughts on Salah going into this game, mate?
I don't think I've seen someone so confident from the back end of the season that he's had. I mean, since AFCON, he's been shocking in front of goal. And to come out in every interview saying we're out for revenge, we're not done yet. And then today that he's staying next season. I'm hoping he puts 6 past Real Madrid at the weekend, the way he's talking. But it's mad.
Yeah, he takes out that Senegal defeat on Real Madrid as well. He's like, it's absolutely spot on there, Raymond. Salah, as Ricky just alluded to there, I'm hoping he bangs in an hat-trick. We'll probably get stupid odds anyway, probably 1-1. So we got a picture of Ramos in the changing room and a picture of like Casemiro on the other as well. But yeah, spot on there, Raymond. He needs to step up as well. Bean saying we think we have won it yet. They're running around with it. North, I was speaking to Owen on his podcast. It's different pronunciation, and it is this by day. Let's go for 14 in it. I think it was something like that. The Spanish translation.
I don't know what it was, but I mean, wearing the shorts is something that they shouldn't really be doing, man. It's not a tactic that frightens another team that you're going to go against, especially a team like Liverpool. What it's going to do is turn around and say, what are these lads playing now? But half us don't even speak Spanish. What are the end Let's go get them, So, that's my point. Like, so
should just get some shirts with Fabinho doing some chicken lap when we've won our 7 points. That's
it. I just want to change this jersey, to be honest with you, Jackson. I just want to change that one. And that's it. So I want to change. I want that to become 7.
Well, if you want that, if anyone wants that on this season's, they'll probably stock about 100 shirts of that and then sell out. So for getting Nike and getting loads of people to get the new shirts and that. How are you doing, Gary? Evening, mate. Hope you had a good day. Big up, obviously, Luca as well. But yeah, Salah will look for the bench. Well, hopefully, Luca, and hopefully you enjoyed your day, mate. And thank you for tuning in as always, fella. But Connor, we've mentioned obviously the main threats, Benzema, Valverde, Camavinga as well, Toni Kroos. You run out of superstars. We mentioned the big factor will be midfield. What are you hoping for into the game? Obviously, a massive win, but in relation to obviously how you analyse this game going, where do you think the big areas for Liverpool that you're hoping that Liverpool do look to exploit? If you have seen Real Madrid this season in Europe.
Again, it's like we said earlier on. There's 3 or 4 ways you could beat this Madrid team. We've spoken about how it could be the wing backs play extremely high. Robbo and Trent, you could literally have a field day. getting balls into the box. If Thiago plays as well, you could play through the middle as well. Sadio coming. Obviously, if Sadio does play in the middle, you'd expect him to, go at the Real Madrid defense, because it'll be interesting to see, who Madrid actually play at centre back, because I know Nacho, and Alaba have been mixing about. I know Alaba had a bad game. I think was it against
it was
Manchester City? City one.
Was it PSG? I'm hoping he's playing twice.
Yeah,
I do. He was terrible against us as well in one of the games, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he just for some reason at centre back he's not good. He doesn't know where he is, which is weird. But I think that it's a big.
That'd be us on the weekend after a couple of bevies.
Oh no, obviously. But it's one of these things where, like we were talking about earlier, Liverpool can easily get past this Madrid team, 4 or 5 ways. It's just how
we apply ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ricky said earlier, we could be too quick at it, where we try and force things too easily, try and make that extra pass or that extra touch that then the game is slowed down. Liverpool have to start the game. They have to go for the jugular at minute 1 and show Madrid that, look, we're here to get number 7, and we want to absolutely batter you every single minute of every single inch of the pitch. And I think that one person for me that I think is going to be crucial for Liverpool anyway in keeping that temperament up is Andy Robertson. Robbo's obviously I know against, I think it was the Ev game where he just kept on and on and on and on that left hand side, and it worked eventually and he got his goal. I think that's going to be something similar as well, where Madrid might frustrate us at time, but as soon as we get that opportunity we have to take it, because if we can get a goal early, it'll be exactly like the Spurs game, where they'll be down in the dumps and trying to fight back and they won't be able to.
Yeah, that's the point, Ricky. As Con said there, hopefully we do start quick and the tempo really. It's not going to be easy against the opposition, but that's what everyone's comments as well. Like the lads, sorry, Jack, could have popped in, see you at the weekend, Dave. Probably on the bevies, aren't you, Dave? Enjoy it, mate. We'll see you at the weekend, fella. Preparation for the big game on Saturday. ID amazing as well. Thank you for tuning in. And Alfie as well. I'll be seeing you, Alfie, at the weekend as well. Cannot wait. But, Ricky, we'll start in 11s as well, chat. Get your 1 to 11 chats. As we said at the top of the show, me and Con, Jurgen Klopp is hopeful of seeing, obviously, Thiago. More or less, Thiago's 50%, 50-50. But he's more or less confirmed that Fabinho will be ready and selected. But, Ricky,
okay.
Yeah, who would you like to see in terms of your starting 11 going into, obviously, the Real Madrid game on Saturday?
I'd go Alisson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fabinho, Hendo, Thiago, Diaz, Mane, Salah. I think Konate purely for pace and just to help out Trent.
Absolutely spot on, mate. Con, would you also move, Ricky? Would that be your team?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's probably Liverpool's best team. I've seen plenty of people on Twitter saying that maybe Bobby might start, but no. It's Luis Diaz, Mane and Salah. That is the main 3 now. Has been for a while.
What is it, like one last ride? That's the fairy tale lineup. One last ride, is it? Like the Undertaker or something. Comes out in his ass with his bandana and everything, Bobby. But it goes something similar, Spider. I think that's...
It just surprised me. The only thing that I can think of that might change, but only because of the competition it's in, is Matip for Konate. But I wouldn't see why you change Konate, especially in how dominant he's been in the year. And if Alaba and Nacho are starting in that defense, he'll just say, "Sorry, lads, I'll take a couple of them off you." So he's too dominant in the air, man, as a presence. Matip can be as well, but not as much as Ibu's been the last number of weeks, and his pace alone. You can bring Matip for a cameo later on in it, and Bobby for a cameo, and well, I think whoever you're going to be bringing on at the end of this game is somebody that you mightn't see action, mightn't see that, but out of the big top 14 to 15 players, you're going to see at least a couple of cameos of people that you mightn't see next season, that mightn't be there next season, but we'll see. I'm hoping
hopefully we're like 5-6-0 up, like Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
A Man City,
No,
like bringing up our best midfielder, and then they can see
Divock Origi hobbling onto the pitch and we're fucking 3-2 up.
Get on, Divock.
Yeah.
But
I think Konate has to start, man, as well. It's his competition this season, isn't it? Matip's supposed to be playing in the league, and Konate has been getting a couple of starts in the league to relieve Matip. But it just goes to show you, like, Klopp. I know we took a couple of knocks in the last few games, but that's the most games any team in history has played in the league. So far, this one even coming up is the most that any team has played in the history of the league. I mean, that's some way to do that, and to still have the majority of the team available with just a couple of knocks and a couple of strains. I think that's great game management over the Klopp, and you can see where he got manager of the year. So it just goes to show you, like, his squad management, his game management has been fantastic without having to use Ox and all of these too much. So
Luis Diaz as well, Ricky. I guess everyone's starting 11. Get your start 11s in chat as well. Scouse has gone with Diaz, Mane, and Salah. Obviously Salah on the right, mate, isn't it? But Ricky, Diaz, he's an unknown quantity, would you say, for Real Madrid? Like he has been a couple of times this season. Could he be the 8 in our pack, really, in relation to how we try and surprise Real Madrid? Have we seen Mbappe terrorise Carvajal down that left hand, down their right hand flank anyway? And obviously, Manchester City got a lot of movement from and near wide areas as well, mate. But do you foresee, obviously, who do you think will stand out in Liverpool's forward three? Will it be Diaz or do you reckon Mane? Mane, for me, always has an amazing game, regardless if you're playing on Mars or whatnot. Mane is your man in terms of that forward three. What do you say?
Yeah, I think they're not gonna really know what to do with Diaz, but it wouldn't surprise me if Diaz, when he was 3 years old, played for Real Madrid. I mean, they've had everyone and their nan play for him early. Like Fabinho was there at one time. I can't believe that when I see him in the kit. But I think Diaz, this is a game made for Diaz. Whoever they play right backs in for a torrid time. Their back four is horrific. I mean, as good as their three midfield players are, Benzema and Junior, their defense is shocking. I mean, if you can get a couple early goals against them, it could be game over in the first half if we come out flying out the blocks. I just think Diaz is going to have too much pace and trickery for whoever plays right back. Mane, Alaba's going to play centre half, I think, with Militao. That Militao is a red card waiting to happen. So if Diaz and Mane can isolate him one-on-one and potentially get a foul, he could be gone in 60, 70 minutes with a red card.
Yeah, 100%, mate. So hopefully that's the case. And obviously this was the starting 11 that did start against Manchester City. Nacho, bit of a mad name. Militao, Mendy as well. Carvajal, Courtois. As Vicky said there, Con, spot on. We've seen Courtois be a bit jittery in relation to his step play. Like, do you think that's something that Liverpool can prey on, as Ricky alluded to with Diaz, as we've seen with Mane when we did play them and we got beat by them all those years ago? So I don't get a goal in Kiev. But do you think and hope that Liverpool do try and press, as we've already alluded to tonight, press on the front and try and suffocate them defensively and try and not let them as much, try and play in their half as much as we possibly can?
Yeah, 100%. I think that, look, we have to play our way. We can't, we can't go for, what Madrid are going to play and adapt to, how they're playing. We have to play, our way and the pressing way. I think, the question with Courtois, I always think there's a mistake in Courtois. We look at it, Ali, Ali's been amazing this season. And obviously I would say, miles better than Courtois, but even when you look at past Real Madrid goalkeepers, Keylor Navas, for me, one of the most underrated goalkeepers. Absolutely fantastic, and they replaced him with Thibaut Courtois. And I still think, how and why, because, I know that Courtois had a very good World Cup, a few years ago. But, again, when I do watch Madrid, I remember that Mbappe one. I know he was offside, but he just sits him down. And if that's onside, it's, an amazing goal. And Courtois has just allowed him to, practically make him sit down. So I think, I know that Spider went on about Luis Diaz, and everyone's gone on about Luis Diaz. If Diaz is 1-on-1, and I know he's had his moments against Chelsea's Mendy and so on. I think if 1-on-1, Diaz beats Courtois every time, and that I think will be the interesting factor as well. If he is 1-on-1 with Courtois, but even then, if it's a corner, a set piece, I just think there is a mistake in Courtois. And if you look at it, that probably is going to be Madrid's weakness.
Obviously, Bosco, I do, mate. Obviously, you'll be best placed to talk about Real Madrid because obviously your lads, they just got lucky. Well, I suppose as you mentioned there, Con, I agree to disagree with obviously Courtois. I think those toe save was it when just bit dodgy that the toe save by Thibaut Courtois against Manchester City in terms of it was the second leg where obviously Jack Grealish more or less him and Foden should have put that ball in the back of the net, but I really do rate him. But obviously that was the lineup in terms of obviously Real Madrid against Manchester City. Danny Carvajal, Militao, Nacho, Mendy, Casemiro, Cruz, Valverde, as we mentioned, more or less playing him as a right central midfielder. Modric, Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema. But that was obviously the starting 11. That's who Manchester City did play against anyway. But lads, score prediction, Con. We'll go with that before we do shoot off. And score prediction, fella.
Fucking hell. Do I have to?
In a bit, like, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Con.
No, I'm going to go Liverpool 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go 1-0 back in 81. Ricky, what are you going to go with?
Go 3-0.
3-0, love it. Liverpool, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Spider, what are you going with that?
I was very similar to Ricky, but I don't know. I just smell a 3-1 all over it, where we're just kind of relaxed, and it's like the 89th, 91st minute, and they probably just score one with a Vinicius run through or something like that. Just for the sake of it, I just wanted it to be 3-1, similar to what we had when it happened to us, and hopefully we score a couple of worldies this time and their keeper doesn't do the mess up and we win it legitimately, so that's what I kind of want. And as for that midfield for Real Madrid, when I was saying like earlier, I know they're very weak now compared to the one that was there a couple of seasons ago, but if you still give them control, they're world-class players and they will control that midfield. But if you pummel them from the start, you're all over them. They don't have the legs anymore to keep up with us. They just don't. And I think once you've got lads sitting in behind him, the midfield, like Mane does and drops back and Diaz does and all of that, they won't be able to cope at all because those defenders will keep stepping out and Salah will have a field and Diaz will have a field. But anyway, 3-1, lads. Sorry. I kept going there.
Yeah, that's better. I'm going to go Liverpool 1-0.
Oh.
I think it's a 1-0
Jack,
Liverpool win.
You've been banging 7-0, 6-0, 5-0 in the league, and you're telling me this game is going to be 1-0?
It's just got 1-0 Liverpool written all over it. I think
I don't think I can take that.
It's a nice early goal for Liverpool and we just defend. It's for some reason, I've been telling everyone, been telling you as well, chat, haven't I? And lads, I was like, I've been seeing a letter 4 all season. And when Villa were 2-0 up, I was like, oh my God, it's happening here, boys. And then Gerrard takes Phil off. You're like, oh, sound, go ahead, fella. Nice one, Chief. But I'm going to go 1-0. Sorry, chat, probably disappointed. It was a 5-0. But sadly, we're not playing Porto, we're playing Real Madrid. But yeah, I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go. Do we go Salah penalty? Yeah, go ahead. It'll be a Salah penalty. He won't score from open play. The rival fans would love that. He's not scoring from open play. It's a goal. But I get to everyone's comments. Spot on there, Abe. what Eamon said there, Ricky. I get you to talk about this. Obviously, Matip is better a ball player for me, but I just go with Canate for his recovery pace. You more or less agree. I think we've more or less mentioned that, haven't we, Ricky? But he's absolutely spot on there, Eamon's. It's that dilemma, and I think we'll find out what come quarter 8 on Saturday night what he does with. I think none of us would have any qualms, whoever does play. But it'd be interesting to see tactically, as we've mentioned already tonight, boys, in terms of if Real Madrid do allow us a bit more time on the ball and a bit more possession, then Matip potentially, would you say? I mean, it's a massive factor if Fabinho does play. I think that you got that bit more defensive reassurance in terms of going backwards. But I think we've more or less all got. Would you say, Ricky, with Matip, that would kind of open the game up for Liverpool potentially? Would you say?
I think possibly, but I think the only danger with that is if Real Madrid sit back and allow Matip to do that, they'll hit us on the counter, and with Junior's pace, he'll just kill Trent one-on-one.
Yeah, especially Rodrigo as well. I'd be surprised. Chat, do you reckon? Surely you've got to go with Rodrigo. I know he did get 2 goals, and we spoke about already Valverde. Scouts has gone penalties. Oh no!
Oh Jesus! I
can't be dealing with that again.
I can't.
Imagine we win all 3 trophies on pens.
Oh yeah!
If we win all 3 shots, mate, the rival fans would be like, "You ain't won no trophies in 90 minutes." It's all done, mate. They'd be killing themselves, mate.
That would be beautiful. That would. It wouldn't be for us because it's all right taking the League Cup to the penalties, but it's another thing in the European Cup, innit? Bloody hell. But yeah, I can't be doing with pens again. Eamon's gone. Yeah, no.
I got a little bit sick in my mouth there for a second. Jesus Christ.
North's gone with 3-1 to the Reds. Oh, that'd be lovely stuff as well. City were 3-1 up in their home league, in their home game, and 1-0 until the 85th. We can win this game. Fingers crossed, Scouts, and hopefully we're 10 pints deep in the back garden or wherever you are, and you're like, way. You probably get blocked by all your Everton and Man United fan mates as well. Everyone probably. They'll be non-existent if we do win it. But
I didn't even know they were still around until about 3 days ago. They started showing up again for some reason. I didn't see them all season. So what the fuck are you?
Aiden, masterclass on Saturday, lads.
Hazard, no chance. Hazard won't barely get off the bench.
He's too busy eating his mackies there.
I don't know. Did you see the picture of him today? Absolutely ripped he is.
Oh, is he? He's probably. It's amazing when you got a personal trainer.
Yeah. He's had surgery, isn't he? He written so he sorted his issue out, and now he trusted to come back for the game against us in tip-top shape.
Oh yeah,
they pretty will Gareth Bale out as well.
Oh, I swear to God, if Gareth Bale scores another banger, like the man just turns up, it's like please, like if we lost again when we did,
we played golf today.
Yeah. Come on, we've seen him on the air.
Can we just bribe him with a new golf set? Like you don't have to play. Just there you go. Go off to the golf course. Go.
Yeah, we've been to Sports Direct here. Got you a good 50% off these lozenges or whatever golf club you want. Christ, do it on 50% off, closing down sale. Perfect anyway. But North's going for 3-1. But I cannot wait. Well, I think that's more or less the old base covered as well, Reds. Enjoy it wherever you're watching. If you're coming to Liverpool, if you're watching from abroad,
I did see a tweet earlier.
I thought Ricky was going to tell me he was coming down there. I was like, hey!
I see a tweet earlier saying that Alisson and Keller are to get injured in the warm-up and Loris Karius to be wheeled out for revenge.
Have you seen him? Speaking of getting beefed up, I think we can use Karius as security just in case.
He'd cover all the goal. He won't have to move.
He comes on like that. What were you saying about Kiev?
If you say we goes like this.
Yeah.
It looks like he bloody Hercules now, doesn't he, Karius?
Yeah. Got that free gym membership, didn't he, at Liverpool's training ground for the year?
It's amazing when you're on like 50 grand a week. I mean, that's it, isn't it? Like, it's the most expensive gyms ever.
Are you over, Connor? Are you down on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm flying in on Friday night.
On private jet there, lad. No.
Spoiler.
Don't worry. We'll just like spot like the black car. Like, where's Spider? There he is.
Was it like transfer deadline day? Oh Christ! The transfer window's open. Don't get me started on transfers.
Yeah.
Everyone's losing theirs on Twitter.
Well, apparently he's going PSG now. Too cheeky. Yeah.
He's been round the place, hasn't he?
Mbappe sat down with a board of directors at PSG and made an offer.
Why does it just sound like the Sal Niguez story all over again? Like, did Arsenal want him? Did Liverpool want him? Did United want him? Like, does anyone want him?
The worst one was Fekir, mate.
That was.
I know I got bare views on the Fekir videos back in the day, but Christ, like that was some next level shit, mate. Before Tuchel was bad, but Thomas Lamar, what is he doing now? I don't even know it. Like, what has he done?
Left wing back for Madrid.
In their second team or something. But yeah,
Willian was another one, wasn't he? He was supposed to be going to us and then the Spurs and then the Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah,
somebody at the last 11th hour. Yeah, 11th hour or something.
He's sitting in Tottenham's training thing, getting a medical done, and his agent's on the phone outside to Chelsea negotiating a deal with them. Cancel his medical and went across the road.
He went to Arsenal. Enough about transfers. Well, like all of us on all of our channels, we'll be talking about transfers.
Who's the one where we went Ukraine? Konoplyanka, wasn't it?
Oh,
Ian Air went over
£1 million and then 40. Was it 50 million add-ons?
Yeah,
£1 million. But chat as well. If we win the European Cup on Saturday, it can all go to Salah's contract, Jurgen's contract, Mane's contract, and everyone's contract. Especially when Liverpool Football Club are charging the prices you do for that new shirt. Christ almighty, you need a mortgage. But chat, Ricky, shout out your channel, mate. What you got coming up this week, mate, on the channel?
Yeah, 1892 Reds podcast. We did what did we do today? The Klopp Manager of the Year award. We did the Salah about him staying next season. Mane potentially leaving in the summer. Tomorrow we've got Callum Sanderson from Coppish on to do the Champions League preview. So yeah, come over there, give us a like, subscribe. We're on the way to 600. So yeah, come over.
Yeah, big up, mate. Thank you very much for dropping on, mate. As always a pleasure, mate, getting you on. Connor, shout out your socials, man. What you got coming up? You're going to be bothering me all weekend, aren't you, fella?
Well, to be fair, I'm getting kidnapped on the weekends by you, so you know I'm gonna.
You will be everywhere after the European Cup. End up in some gaff in the middle of Liverpool, like where?
Where am I? But yeah, the Cup Council. The Cup Council on YouTube. Doing a Champions League preview tomorrow, and of course probably be doing a load more things. If Liverpool win the European Cup on Saturday, but. Yes, just enjoy it, Reds. It's going to be fun. And hopefully, big years is coming on for a 7th time. But yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, definitely not Gary Lineker, like. But it's Friday. Shout out your socials, and obviously you're doing. Are you doing a vlog for this weekend?
I'm doing a vlog, and I'll be sticking all your faces into that live. And that's well, not live, but recorded and make you look handsome. Don't worry, lads. And
So you need to do it this one now, yeah.
So I'm off for the weekend, and then I'm capturing the whole. No matter what kind of parade is happening, it's definitely going to be a big year's parade. Come on, lads, let's get excited about it. All right, so there's going to be a parade on Sunday. I'm going to capture all the parade on Sunday and the antics that are going around the city of Liverpool. There's a few things coming up. I think I'm meeting up with another couple of guys from their buddies of mine over here, and they'll be doing an interview with Michael Owen and a couple of other people. So I think I might be able to pop in on that. And let's see what the story is. So, yeah.
We know what me and you are doing, Connor, aren't we? You're dropping him with Spider. He was like, yeah. Cool. Why are you an ambassador for Liverpool Football Club when you play for Man United?
I just want to kind of slip it in there and poke Jerry in the back.
It's security. It's like me out like that.
No, because there's a lot of stuff coming up. Because you see, guys, I it's just there's another little thing coming up. There's a guy called it's a website called Sports Matters TV. and they do a lot of, you know, MMA, football, all this kind of stuff. But they're always looking for Liverpool type content, and he's been asking me for about 2 years to come in on it to do that kind of stuff where I associate our channel with them. So, which would be cool because all of us guys can then probably get involved in that and get free tickets for shit, which would be great. But yeah, that's what's coming up anyway. My channel is Spider LFC because I'm talking too much now, lads. And tonight, and then Irish Spider Guy on Twitch where I, you know, do a lot of horrors and digitally shoot people.
Yeah, we'll be watching the Man United highlights and the Everton highlights of this season as well. Tomorrow's all the shows on just like, but
with the lights off.
Yeah, we'll all be having the lights will be off at the weekend if we win. Becky, Spider, Connor, most importantly, every single one of you that is tuning in live. Really do appreciate this. Lads have said, look after yourselves, drink responsibly, whatever your beverage is, and just enjoy it. As we said, it's been a fantastic season. If it's 2 cups, sounds, but hopefully it's number 3, number 7 anyway, and we're bringing 3 European Cups home. And if you're in Liverpool, it's up on Twitter as well. It'd be great to see you. It's go for the bevy and that. But whatever you're doing this weekend, look after yourselves, enjoy it, Reds. And we are so proud that Jurgen is a Red as well. Bit of rhyming, then, innit?
Shut up and sit down.